Hello friends, it's Chromatic Sauce and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be tattooing the lines and shading of the Hulk. Now, basically, I got this drawing from like a comic book, pop culture things, you know what I mean? But yeah, I just started with the Hulk. This is part of a lower leg sleeve that's going to include Elsa, Iron Man, and Captain America, and obviously the Hulk. So that's why you can see in the background there's some... Actually, let's just start watching the video while I talk, because I always be rambling forever, and I don't always even comment on the video. So let's just start watching it in the background while I say, so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so like I was saying, you can see in the background that I have like Sharpie lines. Basically, this session was sort of like finalizing the like idea. Maybe not finalizing, but I came up with a sketch. I don't have like a full final fleshed out idea yet, but I have the characters sort of like, I have the objective for the characters, and I sort of have a sketch of what I'm doing for the background. So that's what I was doing with that Sharpie. I stenciled the Hulk and then I drew around his whole leg just to make sure that my plane was going to fit and everything, to see like how it would look on his leg in particular. I might change a couple things still, but I'm really excited to get the chance to work on this because I love color, characters, pop culture things are pretty fun. I like the opportunity to have like a little bit of creative freedom with the background and everything, and this is for us kids, so it's like, it's always nice when you can touch people's lives like that, you know what I mean? But yeah, before I forget, don't forget to comment on this video. Let me know what you think. Constructive criticism only if you can, and just never any hate towards my clients. If you are criticizing my clients, I'm probably going to delete your comment. But anyway, I've been trying to say that in every video. Oh yeah, comment, share, like this video. It helps me out with my engagement. Check out all my social media. It's basically just Instagram. I guess I have a TikTok too, but I don't really use it. But Instagram at Chromatic Sauce, just like it is here. And then my website, you can check it out. Chromatic Sauce. Did I say that right? I probably said it wrong. Check out my website, chromaticsauce.com, to see my portfolio. If you want a tattoo from me, fill out a booking form. I'd love to give you a tattoo. Anything. Anyway, let's get back into the Hulk. I don't remember exactly what I lined it with. I want to say I lined it with... I don't remember if I went pretty thick with it. I feel like I might have done like an 11 round liner or something like that. I should really start writing these down. But yeah, I chose a thicker line than thinner lines because I wanted... Why am I like so closed up? I wanted the outer lines to be a little bit bolder because I wanted to stand out, a little bit more poppy. I didn't stray crazy from my reference, but I did change up the coloring a little bit. And like obviously the outlines are a little bit different, like it's my own like version of it. I left it a little bit open-ended. You can probably see, I mean, you'll probably see in the next video more. The leg, I didn't do that full line for the leg because I'm not sure exactly where my like swirls around the Hulk are gonna go. More of the design is coming in future videos, and we're hopefully gonna film all of it, so definitely stay tuned if you want to see this leg sleeve finish. I'm definitely glad to get the opportunity to do like a whole lower leg, like cohesive. He doesn't have any other tattoos, so it's pretty cool. But like I was saying, I did the bolder line for the outside. For the hand, you know, I want that fist to be like in the foreground. And then the face too, like I made sure not just the outline, not just the like outer line is bold, but like anything that like needs to jut out. So the face is a little bit, you know, more forward than the chest. So I made sure that had a little bit of a thicker outline for the jaw, just to give it a more distinct like impact kind of thing. That was my thought process. But then I immediately went down to, I think, a bug pin 5 round liner, because I didn't want the like thinner lines to be too bold. Like the lines in his face don't need to be that bold. I think I used a 5 round liner. I use that for his hair, like the little lines in his hair, and like any other like small lines around. I mostly use that thicker line. And then I think I used the 5-round liner for the stipple shading. So once I was done with the line work, I tried to keep it simple. Like I didn't want to have lines everywhere, but I wanted it enough for the structure. And then I wanted to build depth underneath the color. I feel like in my head anyway, like the thing I struggle with the most for color is like getting the contrast that I want. Like I feel like I'm always ending up a little bit too light. Like I gotta bring my blends out far. I still think it looks good, like good job kind of thing, but I'm like, man, I'm always thinking of what do I want to do next time? How do I want to grow? So I'm like, I haven't really done this that much where I layer in black underneath, but I've done it a few times where I'll stipple in black just to give that, like I said in other videos, like a skeleton to the tattoo. Color is always going to fade a little bit faster than black. Black is going to stay the best over any color or anything, even gray wash. So before I get into the color, I want to make sure the tattoo has the bones that I need, that it has the structure, that if everything else fades out, you'll still see obviously the line work for this one in particular, but you'll still see the shape. You'll still see the shadows because it has black pigment to like hold that saturation. So I just used just black for the stippling portion. I didn't want to go too crazy. We're not trying to overwork the skin at all. But I brushed it in everywhere, not being too afraid to build up the intensity because color is going to go over it. And the color might sort of mute the black a little bit today, but I think over time the black will sort of take over and like have that depth that we need. And I'm really happy with the turnout of this one. I'm really liking this technique. I feel like I'm like slowly but surely developing more of like what is my style, like in terms of like how the tattoo application goes kind of thing. And I definitely just like the stipple shading. Like I feel like it works for me. You can see I'm like going through and like lining those little veins and stuff, like just to give a little, my machine's low, I'm just giving a little bit of definition anywhere that I can and building up the intensity where I really see like deeper shadows, like under the jaw. I wasn't afraid to like give that shadow like a little bit more saturation. Like I said, I want the face to be forward. I want that to be popped out. Behind the hand, the bottom of the hand, I shaded it like similar to the reference, but like you want that to be dark enough to like stand out to make the brightness pop later on in like the color and everything like that. The light colors and light shades are always going to pop if you have those darkest shades to contrast. So I wanted to make sure I got black in there, but I don't always like using a mag because I find, and maybe that's just like on my fault, maybe it's not the way my brain works, the way I tattoo in general. I find that anytime I use a mag, like it's too dark, like I'm putting too much, well, not necessarily too dark, but like for like the underlaying, I don't necessarily need all that with solid black. I don't know if I'm explaining that very well. But basically, I like how easily I can control a stipple shade. I feel like the mags sometimes put a little bit too much ink in the skin, which especially if I'm going to go over all this with color, which I am, I'm going over all this black stipple shading with a solid color. So I like how gentle like the stipple shading is on the skin, just to like lay it in. It doesn't cause too much trauma. Like I said, it doesn't hit the skin as often as like a mag at full speed. That's causing a little bit more trauma. So I can lay in the depth that I want, but then still go back in and get that saturation with color and not worry about chewing up the skin or anything, which I'm always worried and thinking about. Like I don't want to, you know, sometimes scabs happen, but I don't want to set you up for scabs. Like I'm going to try to avoid that at all costs. So hopefully it's healing up well for him. But yeah, I tried to be really sparingly with the black in the face. Like the face can get really dark really fast. So I just did light a little bit, like on the deepest shadows. And the gray tones and the color tones will sort of fill out the rest of that. I think I'm sort of getting towards the end of the shading here. Like I said, really stingy with the face. I was leaving the face to last for like most of the steps just because it's a little finicky. I was getting into the groove. Sometimes when you tattoo, it's like you gotta like settle into your tattoo. Like sometimes if a tattoo only takes like 10 minutes, it's like, man, I didn't get a chance to really like get into it. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, let me start tattooing, and then it's over, and it's like, what? So it's nice to like settle in. So I try to start at, it's weird because sometimes I start at like the focal point places, but sometimes if it's like a little too much detail or a little bit like more concerning, I'm like, let me get something that I know I can do. So like I'll outline the fist, like those really easy lines that are just like big easy lines, kind of get used to tattooing for the day a little bit, if that makes sense. But yeah, I think here I did go in with a mag just on like just the darkest, just to deepen it up a little bit. Like I said, the color, I like to make color like saturated, so like the stipple shading was more for the blends, and then I think my machine's still low for this black too. Like I still have it at that stipple shade speed, but I'm just brushing it up. Like, you know, the hair, he has like black hair, right? So I'm like, let me make sure those really black spots, like those deepest shadows, let me make sure those are as dark as I want them to be. So I went in with the mag just to touch just those deepest spots, but I wasn't going through the whole blend with it. I was just deepening it up so that when I go to lay in the green over top, it doesn't just completely get lost. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like it makes sense in my head. Like sometimes I contradict myself a little bit, but I feel like I have different reasons for doing things. And, you know, I'm still figuring it all out. Like, we're all artists. We all grow, or tattoo artists are all artists. We're all, like I said, like, watching what I'm doing and learning. So, like, I really like the effect of the stipple shade, and I think this tattoo was really successful. Definitely check out the next video where I color this tattoo, and then the upcoming videos in the future that I have not even tattooed the tattoos yet, of the rest of this like lower leg sleeve. But yeah, definitely follow to see that. But I'm definitely happy with the bones of this one. Just the black, just a little bit of black work, just a little bit of framing. If I left it just like this, you could tell what it is. You know what I mean? That's how I like to have the black if I can. Like, you can tell what it is. If all the color fades out tomorrow, you can generally see what we're going for. You could like go back in and fill it in. You can like see what we're going for. And yeah, I lost my train of thought a little bit, but definitely stay tuned to see the color. Comment down below. Let me know what you think of this video. Let me know if you're excited to see the color. Comment like the alien emoji if you made it this far in the video. I don't know. Is that weird to be doing that? You know how people do that and then they're like, engage with my video, make it popular. But anyway, it's friggin' hot in here. I gotta film the color version now. Thank you so much for watching this video. I love ya. See you in the next one. Bye. I'm probably getting like more and more flushed as the time goes on. Am I still recording audio? Good. I am. Swell things. Anyway, bye.